Hi, this is Roger Bryan, and today I am going to be reviewing the book Start Writing Your Book Today by Morgan Gist MacDonald. Now, the reason that I read this book is I had written a few books a couple years back, and I really felt like it's time to write what would be my fourth book. This time, technically my fifth book if you count the cookbook that we did 2 years ago. But I wanted to write a more robust book, something that was more impactful. So I decided that I was going to start with a little bit of research first. And this book had a lot of great reviews on Amazon. And in all, the reviews were well warranted. I took down some notes because there's a couple things here that I thought were really interesting about this book that might help you if you are thinking about writing a book. She really breaks down the overall strategy for accountability, creating checklists and setting deadlines, how many words you should write per day, how to keep track of that on a weekly basis, the overall structure and how many weeks it should take you to create your timeline all the way through your first draft. And then there was a very in-depth section on how to go through proofreading, editing, beta readers, and all of those different types of things, which are things that I was definitely not considering. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give the book about an 8. I do really think that it's written in an oversimplified manner for an audience that will probably never write a book. But for those that have written a book, or for those that I know that coach people on writing the books, it might be a little simplistic in the actual strategy and maybe even a little overloaded on the overall review process. I'd still highly recommend it. One of the things that I really liked, though, was the focus on why. And I think that from working with students who have tried to write books and failed, and looking at those that have written books and succeeded, I could see how her section on the why for writing your book is really important. It's an often skipped step. The concept of just creating a title, sitting down and writing, and then publishing your book up on Amazon and thinking that you're going to make a bunch of money is a fantasy. I mean, if you're writing fiction, it's still not going to work. But here are some of the things that she said about the why. First off, you need to write this down. Why do you want to write the book? Can your experience in an industry help people? Maybe you've come up with ways to improve something inside your industry where you work. Maybe you want to share advice you wish you would have had X years ago. You have an experience you want to share. You want to tell a story. Or you want to position yourself as an authority by sharing your experience in a specific field. These are fundamentals that I think are often overlooked. You see a lot about being an authority in an industry, but you don't really see a lot about thinking about the why for your book. Like, you can tell that Morgan's why for writing this book is that she had experience in writing books. She had a system she wanted to share, and she was able to give advice to people that without it, they may struggle to complete their first book, but with it, they have a much greater chance of success. So when you sit down and you think about writing your first book, or your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, I would recommend this book as something that would give you a great outline. Her appendix says access some tools and resources that you could find useful. Pick this book up on Amazon if you're considering writing a book. This is Roger Bryan. This is a review of Start Writing Your Book Today by Morgan Gist MacDonald, and I gave it an 8 out of 10. Thank you.